Hello. I'm early, but I thought I'd come on a bit earlier so that when you all join, I'm here. I'm a bit early, but what can you do? Oh, see, look, there are people here though, so I should get here early. Let me know if you're here by leaving a little comment. And then I know that, because I get paranoid because it didn't work. The comments didn't work that time. Yeah, okay, they're working. Hi, Maxine. Hi. Penultimate bake along today, team. Sad times, but I figured the 22nd of December, everyone would be busy. I mean, not that we can go anywhere, you know what I mean. So I don't know how to turn that noise off. No idea. So every time I get an email, you get a beep. And again, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to turn it off. Right. We're making crinkle cookies today, which are American. We don't really have them in this country, but that's what we're making. And they're really, really easy. I wanted to do like, what are they called? Like iced biscuits, I guess. They're slightly different recipe. But you needed to have cookie cutters and icing bags and colours and stuff. And I thought it was quite a lot to ask you all to go out and get, because I wanted to do baubles and then you could hang them on the tree. But we decided that you shouldn't have to go and spend loads of money just to bake along with me. Oh, Mary's here. Hi, Mary. Yeah, so we're doing crinkle cookies instead, which is still an American Christmas treat, but we can't hang them on the Christmas tree. When I was little, we used to make the hard ones, and my mum used to make them in our names, and then we'd hang them on the tree. I don't think we ever ate them. You can. I don't think we did, though. Right, okay, so we've got a couple of people here. I'll wait just a little bit longer because obviously I was early. And then we'll get started. I've got a festive jumper on today. I hope you have too. I should have put some music on, shouldn't I? It's a bit late now. I remembered my glasses this week, so that's a plus. Right. We'll wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Wonder how many of these we've done. Quite a few now. Next week, I'm excited for next week. It's really easy next week, but I feel like the finished product looks harder than it is. So that's good. Right. Shall I just go for it? Or do you think that's a bit early? Shouldn't have signed on early, should I? Because now I've just got to chat to you about nothing. I mean, I am great at doing that, but still. Okay, I think we're just going to start. People can catch up because it's super duper easy. Hang on, I'm just going to make you a bit bigger. Okay, cool. Right, can you see me? That is the question. Yeah, great setup today. Okay, Mary's making a cup of tea. We'll wait for Mary and then we'll start. Hurry up. Right. Whilst Mary does that, let's set the oven. So 170 degrees or gas mark 5. Ooh. Right, there we go. I've just realised as well, I don't have a baking tray. You need a baking tray. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Mary just said great jumper. It's all good in the pud. Obviously, I've got 6,000 Christmas jumpers, but this is the one I'm wearing today. You need a baking tray, so I'm just going to grab mine. Also, I learned something new today, this week, and I'm going to share it with you. So this is Is that back to front for you or just me? Anyway, greaseproof paper. And I normally use baking paper, just because that's what I've always used. Turns out greaseproof paper isn't that greaseproof and stuff sticks to it. So my recommendation from here on in is always get baking paper. I'm not a fan of greaseproof at all. Right. So I'm lined and ready to go. Now, fun fact, that is where I set light to this pan once. I accidentally set it on fire on the hob. Right. See, we're not perfect. Okay, right, we ready? I'm going to start. So, we're going in with 60 grams of cocoa powder. Put this in carefully because it likes to jump up out of the bowl. Okay. 200 grams of sugar. And 60 mils of oil. Now, I can't remember if I told you what oil. Vegetable oil is usually what you would use in baking. I don't have that, so I'm using sunflower, which is quite light in colour, you can see. Or I have corn oil for other stuff. I went with sunflower because it's less heavy. So if you've got sunflower, that is also fine. Oh, a bit short, didn't measure that well. Oh, only 2 mil. Right. So, we're just going to combine that basically. So I'm just going to bring it together. Now, I'm using a spoon. You can use your hands, but we want to try and keep this as cold as possible, this mixture. So I don't want to warm it up with my hands. So I'm just going to use a spoon. It'll start to come together. Oh, all the powder's coming out, the chocolate powder. Can you smell it? I can smell it. Okay, so you end up with like, it almost looks like dark sugar, you know, like dark brown sugar. You see? It's almost got like that texture. If you poured this out of a bag, you'd think, oh, that's dark brown sugar. That's what you want. So hopefully that's what you've got. Okay, once you've got that, I'm just going to add my eggs. So 1 egg at a time. I've got large eggs. As always, if you're not confident cracking your egg straight in, do it into a bowl and then pour it in. So I've got 1 egg. I'm just going to mix that in. Now you should have like a... Oh, that was quick, wasn't it? Oh, wrong temperature, that's all right. 170, I put mine on 160. 170. Right, so I've got now currently that. It looks and smells like a brownie mixture. And put my other egg in. There we go. And just mix it up. So we're going to end up with, sorry, I'm losing a sleeve, like a brown paste. So once you've combined that, as best you can, we're then going to add the flour. Sorry, I'm just checking because I've got a bowl of flour and a bowl of icing sugar that I wasn't adding the wrong one. This is my flour, so I need to make sure that's the one I add. I'm just wondering, it smells and looks exactly like a brownie mix. What have we put in so far? I wonder if you could just double this, you know, and cook it. And if it would turn into brownies, I'll try it and I'll let you know, because it does smell and resemble brownie mixture a lot. It's different to how I make my brownies, but I'd give that a go. I'll try it and I'll report back. Okay, so once you've got this, which looks like a brownie mixture, can you see? We're going to add 180 grams of plain flour. I'm going to add mine in 2 halves, just to make stirring it easier. And you want to add a teaspoon of baking powder. It doesn't matter when you add that, just don't add it at the end, because otherwise you're going to have to try and stir it in. Okay, I'm going to add mine now. So in our bowl, we should have 60 grams of cocoa powder, 200 grams of caster sugar, 60 mils of light oil, so preferably vegetable oil, sunflower oil is also fine. 2 eggs, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 180 grams of flour. So I've added the rest of my flour and mine's going to come into a dough, hopefully nice and thick. So basically all you want to do here, that's obviously not mixed at all. I'm just going to mix it so that it's one nice smooth colour and ball. So just keep going. I'm just using a metal spoon. You can use a wooden spoon. You can use your hands. If you use your hands, you might have to chill your dough before you put it in the oven. So I'm going to try and not put my hands in for as long as possible. We're getting to the point where I might have to. Okay, no, we're nearly there. Persevere, my friends, you can do it. Okay. So I've got this, okay? This is where we get messy. So we're just going to take like a ball, roll it up, dip it. Actually, let me move this so you can see. Is that better? Yeah. Dip it in our flour, in our icing sugar, and plop it on the baking tray. Like that. I mean, I'm not going to lie, you're probably supposed to sift your icing sugar, but if you've done more than one bake-along, you'll know that I don't sieve anything ever. Right, you're going to ask me how many of these we get, aren't you? I don't know. I'm going to guess at 10, but I will report back in a second. I would imagine I'm usually a bit ahead of you, so hopefully. So you're just literally rolling this in so that it's got a load of icing sugar on it. Just roll it into a ball, drop it in, turn it over so that it's completely covered. Like so. You want to make sure that they're spread out nice and evenly on your tray. I know you can't see my tray at the moment, I will show you in a minute. If your dough, like mine's quite easy to work with, if yours is a problem, you might just need to put it in the fridge for a minute, but hopefully you're okay. Okay. Might get a bit more than 10. I made my first one a bit small, so I might have to redo it. Ooh. And that one a bit big. See, this is why when I make stuff like this, not on a bake-along, I would weigh it all so that it's all the same. But can you do that for this? Because that would be incredibly boring for you. For me to be individually weighing all of these to make sure they're exactly the same. Okay, I'm nearly there. It is going to be 10, I think, actually. That's good, wasn't it? You know, if I was on Bake Off, I would weigh them because they always have to be the same size, which these would not be, so. Okay. Just make sure, I know I've said it, but just make sure you've left enough room for them to spread. Just get my last one out. And then I wash my hands because you know how I feel about that. Right, and then I'll come and show you what mine looks like because I know you can't see anything that I'm doing. Okay. Just gonna wash my hands and I'll show you. Are we still singing happy birthday, or is that like done and dusted? We just wash our hands like normal people who always wash their hands and didn't need to sing happy birthday anyway. I don't really know. Right. Okay. This is what you should have. When they bake, I don't know, should I tell you what's going to happen, or do you want to find out when you put yours in the oven? Let me know. I'll just wait and see how you're getting on. Hopefully you're okay. So like I said, I don't want to obviously put mine in the fridge because that's very boring for you. So if you've struggled to work with it, which you shouldn't have done, it should have been similar to mine. Mine was sticky, but it was okay. Then you can just pop them in the fridge. Anything up to an hour, it's quite a long time. Anything over that, you're going to have a problem. And then you can freeze them about this. Oh, leave it a surprise. I'm about to start rolling. Okay. Oh, okay, you're quite far behind me. Sorry, I'm speedy. Okay, I'll wait patiently. Yes, if you want to freeze them, now is the time. So you would freeze them and then get them out and bake them. Don't freeze them baked. Top tip. Okay. I'm hoping you're all okay. I'm really annoyed. I've fit 9 on my sheet and the 10th one won't fit. I should have known that, shouldn't I? Anyone would think I was a professional. Not a professional. When it comes to things like that, I always get the sizes wrong. Okay. Also, you obviously can't smell my kitchen, but cake of the week for this week at the shop smells very nice. So, any guesses as to what it might be? It's festive themed, don't forget. So, not that that really helps you because it could still be anything. Okay. I'm assuming you're all like really sticky and I was very quick. I'm really sorry. I'm conscious that mine, I know, they're okay. I thought they're sitting in a warm room. Hopefully they're okay, but they feel quite firm. So that's all right. So yeah, I'll tell you about the crinkle cookie. These are American. When I used to just bake for myself before I did it as a job, like every Saturday I would bake something because I just love it. And so, you know, that's how I learned to make cinnamon rolls because American baking is weird. They have like quite cool stuff for some stuff and then other stuff like, why would you do that? But cinnamon rolls, I don't know if they're American, but they obviously like stole them and made them a million times bigger and fluffier and stuff. So that's how I learned to make cinnamon rolls, because I used to bake them on a Saturday until I got them right. And then I used to bake stuff like this, like American Christmas recipes. So like one Christmas, we made like Mum and I made a full gingerbread village. Yeah, because I just used to love baking. So every Saturday I would just bake something different. So these are Christmas crinkles which I don't know if you'll have ever had them because they're not really something we make in this country, but in America, they love them at Christmas. So yeah, this is the sort of thing that I used to get up on a Saturday morning and think, this is what I'm going to do today. And I'd bake something like this every week. Went through a very long bread stage, but I did perfect bread. So that was good. Yeah, was obsessed. But look where it got me. So talking to myself in my kitchen about baking. Okay. Let me know when you're ready. These are really quick in the oven, only 10 minutes. Or shall I put mine? Do you know what I'll do? I'll put mine in the oven because obviously if mine come out earlier, that doesn't matter because then you'll know what you're looking for. I'm going to go for it. Oh gosh, bless me, I'm so sorry. Bless me. Right, I've gone for 8 minutes and I'm going to check them. I'm hoping it's very warm in here, so I'm hoping that they are okay, because normally you would put them in quicker than I have. Or you chill them a bit, which I've done. I've done neither of those things, but I'm sure it'll be okay. So yeah, we're going in for 10 minutes, but I'm checking, as always, I'm checking after a little bit less time because with all recipes, if they're not like something, I obviously don't make these every day. With a cake, I know exactly how long to put it in. If you're following a recipe that's something you've never done before, always check a couple of minutes before the baking time because your oven is different, your egg sizes are different, just loads of different stuff. So that's my tip. I always just check a little bit before. Yeah, you don't want a dry cake, do you? Or a burnt cake, that'd be even worse. At least a dry one you could probably salvage. There's no coming back from a burnt cake. You're all very quiet. Mine are in the oven. I feel like I've maybe done something wrong. Either that or you are all just covered in stuff. Oh, okay. Danny's just put hers in. I mean, yeah, she said she couldn't comment. It's probably because you had sticky hands, right? It's a good job. I do not mind the sound of my own voice, guys. Also, my dad's putting up Mum and Dad's Christmas tree in the hall, so he can just hear me chatting to myself, and I bet he's like, poor Les. Oh dear. Oh, okay. Danny has 2 trays, 9 and 6. Right, okay. So mine are quite big. Can you check yours after 6 minutes, please? Which, to be fair, will be about a similar time that I'm checking mine. Because you've obviously made yours way smaller than me. Which is fine. But we just don't want them to burn or go hard. Cool. Okay, she's going to do that. Okay. Yeah, we just don't want them. So if you did any of the cookie bake-alongs, which was the first one we ever did, which was in March. How ridiculous is that? And then we did another one, I want to say May time, but I can't really remember. You'll know that the top tip for baking cookies, is you get them out of the oven before they look done. If you get them out when they've browned, they're crunchy, which is not what you want. You want a soft baked cookie. This is the same. They harden on the tray. They harden as they cool, which is exactly the same as cookies. They harden as they cool. So if you take it out and it's cooked, it looks baked. You think, oh, that looks nice and golden brown. You take it out of the oven, it's then going to end up rock hard because as it cools, it hardens. This is exactly the same. So we're going to take them out when they're not quite done, but they are done, if that makes sense. They won't look done, but they will taste done. And on the inside, it's going to be all fudgy, hopefully. Maxi's put was V sticky. Yeah, sorry. Mine was too, but hopefully you're okay. Okay, yeah, Danny's put, I love soft cookies. Yeah, who wants to eat a hard one? It's basically a Maryland biscuit, isn't it? Nobody wants that. No offense to Maryland, they've done a wonderful job cornering that market, but we want soft baked cookies, please. Okay, Maxine's are a bit smaller too. That's fine. I mean, yeah, that's cool. Maxine's like, yeah, it was very sticky. Yeah, I'm sorry. The only way you can get around that is to like, wow, you could add a bit more flour. I wouldn't recommend it. Or put the whole bowl in the fridge once you've mixed it up and then take it out and then make your balls. But you're going to add like half an hour to your baking time. So I guess it depends. See how these ones come out for you. Mine look good so far. They're cracking and they're not spreading. So if they spread, which hopefully they shouldn't do because mine haven't, and we've all made them together and mine were out for longer than yours, you don't need to chill them. You just have to kind of deal with the stickiness. Oh, the other thing you could do with the stickiness is icing sugar your hands. You can icing sugar your hands and then it won't stick as much. You know, like how when we flour our hands when we're making dough, same principle, but obviously you don't want to flour your hands because that won't taste very nice. But you could icing sugar your hands. Okay, so if you're smaller than mine, let's go in for like 6 minutes and we'll check. Just gonna get my oven gloves. So I'm not sure how far you are behind me, but mine are, so, okay. Mine went in like that. Can you see it's quite smooth here? I've just picked it up, so it's not, but they're cracking. So they're getting like cracks with the icing sugar in them now. Okay, Mary's got 5 minutes left in the oven. Oh no. Just got icing sugar on the laptop. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to check mine in a minute and see how I'm going. Out of interest, Mary, how many did you get? How many did you make? You know what you could do as well? I am making this up, so you might not be able to, but you could make it into like a square and dip it in the icing sugar and then bake it. Your baking time would be longer, but then you could cut it into squares. Maxine's just written the dough is delicious. Oh, that's so funny. You're not meant to be eating it. It's meant to be in the oven. Mary got loads. Mary always gets way more than me, though. You always get loads more than me. I obviously just, make the wrong size. Maxine, that's funny. Well, I'm glad you like it. Worst case scenario, you can just eat the dough. Okay, I'm just going to check mine, but they've cracked, which is a good sign. Oh. Because mine are 3,000 times bigger than the rest of yours, I'm going to put mine in for another 2 minutes. But basically, I don't know if you could see, I just touched the top. And they're not like, they're not wet. Does that make sense? They're, what consistency? Almost like a stress ball. They're like quite firm, but fine. So I'm just going to give mine 2 more minutes and I'm going to take them out. Because like I said, they'll harden up as they as they cool and we don't want crunchy. Okay, Maxine's are cracking. Brilliant. Okay, that's good. That's excellent stuff. That's what we want. We just want the crack with the icing sugar to show through. That's the aesthetic that we're going to. 18. Oh my gosh, you made loads. Okay, maybe I should have made smaller. Danny made 15 and Mary made quote unquote loads. So, okay, I mean, maybe take yours out of the oven then, guys, because yours are way smaller than mine. Just have a little look. As long as they have cracked and they feel not wet. Yeah, I think that would be how I would describe it, which isn't really that helpful. But yours are a lot smaller than mine. So I can't see what you're doing, so I can't help you really. But if you think about it, you've made double the amount from the same mixture, so you really should kind of halve the baking time-ish, 3/4 of the baking time. So mine are going to have 10 minutes, so you want, yeah, like 7-8 minutes is probably enough. Ish. Okay, mine are going to be ready in a minute. I can't show you. I'm excited that they're cracking. Okay, we're back. Can you see? They're all cracked. Oh, so you've got the icing sugar showing through and then the cookie has basically like spread up. They haven't gone flat like a cookie. They're still pretty like rotund. Yeah, so that's it. So you're going to leave it on the tray to cool, and then as they cool, they'll harden. So I'm just going to put them down. Let's all pray that mine come off of that stupid paper. Okay, Danny's taken hers out. Have they cracked, Danny? Hopefully. I'm going to see if I can get one off the tray. Hang on a second. I'm sorry, it's not on camera, but the tray is really hot, so I don't want to put it on there. Okay. Oh, cool. Danny's written, they look far too impressive. I don't believe I made them. You absolutely made them. You did great job. I'm glad they look good. So mine are done. Oh yeah, sorry. It does come off the paper, but not particularly well. So I've got it off, but because it's still hot, it's all like floppy. So I'm just going to leave it to cool, but I'll show you obviously once I'm done. So, I mean, that's it. I would love to say that there's anything else to do, but there's not. So if you want to freeze them, you freeze them before you bake them. They'll keep in an airtight container. And I mean, really, you could probably mix up the flavors. You could add stuff to this, I guess. Nothing wet though. You remember when I said to you can't change the consistency? That was obviously sticky. So you don't want to add like orange juice. It's going to change the consistency, but you could add orange zest and then you'd have chocolate orange crinkle cookies. Oh yeah, Mary's got a gas cooker. She's just said hers is still cooking, but gas is slower. Gas is slower. So you might need to do the full 10, Mary. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait for Maxine's to come out of the oven. And then I'm going to leave you. Because that was it. How quick was that? Quick and easy. I keep trying to... Danny said, I keep trying to something, but I don't know what she said because I don't know what that means. And if you're watching this back, you can't see the comments, so you won't know what it means either. Oh, she made a fruit cake. I don't really make fruit cakes, so this is not my thing. Okay. I'm assuming you're all right. Are you okay for me to leave you? Oh. Don't know if you can hear me anymore. It's just signed me out. Bye.